Chat, watch it. Listen, dude. If I think it's trash, we'll watch the whole thing. Okay.
Could you please play Omen today? I think you'll enjoy cheesing with him. Thank you.
We'll try that, dude. Thanks for the Jake. Hold on.
I love you, Félix. xQcOW.
Okay. We've got Presbyterian pastor.
Oh no.
People that he made us.
Okay, chat. This will kill the chat, but you know what? Dude.
Love you, long time, my doggy. Thank
I don't
you
mind
for
it.
streaming
I don't
during
mind
these
it.
hard
If this
times
breaks the
and bringing
chat.
us the positivity we don't deserve from you, xQcL.
This is 60 months out, James. I hope we get that, dude. What? Because the chat's already broken, okay? Chat's already candies. It's just fucking
so generous and came at such a high price to him.
A high price. He gave up a weekend.
He
gave up a weekend.
Right.
This game is so stupid.
I am a Presbyterian pastor.
I'm a Hindu.
I'm Muslim.
Hi, I'm Lois. I'm a Satanist.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
To be honest, when I heard of Satanists, my first reaction was something that does not align with my core beliefs.
I think of like a lot of darkness and evil and lostness.
Volume up.
When I think of Abrahamic faith, I think of slaughterings and burnings and mutilations, all in the name of God.
What is that mustache?
For myself, I don't actually have an image or a person or a thing that I think of when I think of Satan. The Arabic word for Satan is shaitan. He's what's whispering in your ear in a sense of trying to lead you away from God.
Tell me a little bit more about the Temple of Satan. What is that?
One of the things I like about it personally is that they are actively fighting to make sure that every religion has a chance to have a say right now in this country.
I'm approaching this with a spirit of curiosity, love to ask questions and hear more about the perspectives of the people that I'm going to be talking to.
And as for the major religions, I hope to understand why they stayed within their religion if they were born into it, or I hope to understand how they justify their beliefs.
Okay. Well, that was surprisingly a reasonable take. Surprisingly, right?
My name's Sean Gendel. I'm a Presbyterian pastor, married to my wife Kelly, and we have 3 children.
I'm Amr Isa. I'm 19 years old. I'm Muslim. I was born and raised in a Muslim household. Muslim my whole life. It's a big part of who I am.
My name is Jason Turgeon. I'm 33. I'm a Satanist. I was raised Christian and have somewhat recently converted.
My name is Ragini. I was born and raised in India, and then I moved here for grad school, and currently I'm a director at Jubilee Media, and I'm Hindu.
I'm Lois. I'm 23, and I'm a Satanist, and I was raised Jewish.
My name is Richard Leo. I'm older than I like to tell people. I'm a Satanist. I was raised Christian, but I am a Satanist.
Can I get my Satanists back there on the left and members of major religions on the right? Hell is a real place.
Hell is this chat when we're playing Valorant, dude. I'll be honest.
I don't actually know, when I try to think of what hell looks like to me, I don't think it's how it's been in movies or people just talk about some fiery inferno. I believe in an afterlife where there is a kind of a good place and a bad place, where what you do here kind of determines where you're going to end up.
Yeah. One of the signs that there is something greater than us out there is that we see something beautiful that we want someone to express our thanksgiving to and our worship towards. And in the same way, on the opposite end of the spectrum, when there are terrible deeds or acts that are committed by humans towards one another, there also needs to be a place of...
Wait, chat, isn't that like a fallacy? It's like a self-proving thing or whatever?
What you do here kind of determines where you're going to end up.
Yeah. One of the signs that there is something greater than us out there is that we see something beautiful that we want someone to express our thanksgiving to and our worship towards. And in the same way, on the opposite end of the spectrum, when there are terrible deeds or acts that are committed by humans towards one another, that there also needs to be a place of justice. And so I believe that there is a heaven and that there is a hell, and that the gift of grace that God offers us is so generous that for those who reject.
I have a question, dude. Guys, listen, I'm not a religious entity, but if you do bad things in your life, dude, according to religion, dude, if they say that God like pardons everything, then why would you ever go to hell then? Right? Aren't you gonna get like forgiven before you get there?
That there has to be a place of judgment. So yeah.
Can I get my disagreeers to come in?
You have to repent.
I would never worship a god that would send someone to an eternal lake of fire to be burned for the simple fact of non-belief, when that deity knows what it would take to convince every single person on this planet. That is cruel, it is inhumane, it is not kind, it is not generous, and that is not a god worthy of worship.
What's more, it would be damning the vast majority of everyone who's ever existed for not believing in him for a set of rules that he created.
To be fair, I feel like this presupposes that to burn in hell means that you don't believe in God. I'm sure that there are religions, and I know that there are people who believe that hell is a place for murderers, you know? And when I was Jewish, we didn't believe in hell. They didn't even talk about the devil. I just kind of came upon it myself. I believe that in the event that we have spirits and they will go on to some other realm, it's probably more of a nebulous place than a physical hell, lake, fire, everything.
I don't even believe we have souls necessarily. I'd like to see some evidence before I believe something like that.
I barely believe that we're even
Oh, okay, good. Talking about evidence now. Great.
I'm about to have an existential crisis up here.
I think the historical Christian position is that the gift of the invitation that God gives to the people that he made is so generous and came at such a high price to him.
A high price, he gave up a weekend.
Evidence of religion.
He gave up a weekend.
Right.
He was God before.
Yeah.
He was God during, and he's God now. He gave up a weekend. If I knew right now that I could go off and die and then not die, where's the gift in that, number one?
I'm able to look at the grace that has been extended to me, and I receive it.
I want to make sure I can get a full set of Sean.
Okay, so the way that I would commonly think of it is that if I gave up the life of my own son in exchange for your life, that it is okay then for me to make the invitation that God makes towards us.
Is that moral?
Is it moral?
Is it moral? On a corporeal level?
Jesus took on the penalty that I deserved for the sins that I committed, if we're looking at the traditional Christian faith. And so I receive his gift of grace and as a payment for the things that I had done. So your question, is it moral or is it just? Is it fair? I'm able as a Christian to say, no, it's not fair because I deserve the punishment that he took on himself. Faith to me is everything. We grew up in a household of faith and learned to love Jesus and love the church and serve the church from the family that I grew up in. And so my wife and I have embraced that same life of faith, and we have taught the Christian faith to our children to understand themselves and their world because of him and his teaching.
I believe there is a higher purpose in life.
Oh,
I mean,
well, guys, what does that mean? A higher purpose? What does that mean? A higher purpose. Higher purpose equals religion. Oh, okay. I mean, like a high. I thought because I don't believe in that, but I believe like oh, dude, you got to do POG because hell yeah, man.
Strongly believe
you gotta have a goal or something.
In life.
But
I don't think I've
difference.
found it yet, and I hope, and I would like to believe that I will one day in the journey of my life.
I completely agree. I don't know what my purpose is, and I don't think there's like a higher purpose that fits for everybody. But to me, the idea that there's some bigger purpose has always been very comforting to me. Otherwise, kind of what's the point of all of this?
No, I fully agree. I think that I believe it's a question that we all ask, and it's one of the gifts of faith, in my opinion, so that when there's times of epidemic and war, pandemic. You're right. That's a better
worldwide
pandemic. That we're able to understand, even in those situations of difficulty and conflict and anxiety and fear, that there is a higher purpose in life, and that there's more than what we see.
Okay.
I have trouble with the phraseology higher purpose because that, again, that denotes Do I believe God? No, but I do believe higher purpose, as in
This fucking
love,
guy did.
to give, to be generous, to be kind, to help, to heal, to be there to understand.
The phrase higher purposes, it's a loaded phrase.
I struggle with higher purpose because it's like God said,
I choose you.
yeah, I choose you, and you are going to do this thing, and you're going to continue doing this thing for the rest of your life. And I really struggle with that.
Can I just ask, and I mean this with all, because I received your statement with that.
You literally cannot offend me. What's up?
But
What's up, bro? Come on.
Just curiosity.
Guys, I have a question. I have a question, dude. Why do these like satanic Andes always wear these really huge like bottom shoes? They look like fucking stilts or some shit. They look like clown shoes, yo. What even are those, yo?
What's up, bro? Come on.
Just curiosity. What if everyone was committed to this idea that like in the way that you expressed it? So I would say some people that are sort of pro-religion, like I am, would say that in order for us to bind together as a culture and learn to kind of work together and help cause one another to flourish, we have to agree on some kind of higher purpose or a common set of principles.
I disagree. I don't really see a need for having a prescriptive purpose.
The Sanchez, what it
I'm
did.
struggling to even see what you see as the value in saying that you have a higher purpose.
Maybe it's more of a fear or a concern, right? That if everyone got up every day and said that life is all about me, and that's what, and I'm not suggesting at all that that's what you're saying about.
I mean, it kind of is. Like,
It is my belief, I don't mean to interrupt you. It is my belief that one should take care of oneself.
Yeah.
Because nobody else will.
Yeah.
People who do take care of themselves, they understand that it is balance, and they're not going to go out and cause anarchy and mayhem in the streets.
Okay, not that, but
It can even be like a selfish act to be helping the community around you, and it's still a good thing. It's still important. It doesn't take a higher purpose to make that kind of thing happen. I was going to school with the intention to become an ordained minister in the Pentecostal church. One of the things there is you read the Bible a lot.
A what in a fucking what face?
Be helping the community around you, and it's still a good thing. It's still important. It doesn't take a higher purpose to make that kind of thing happen. I was going to school with the intention to become an ordained minister in the Pentecostal church. One of the things
an ordained minister in a. Yeah, I can't, dude. I'm done. I'm just go forward. I can't do this shit. Another.
There is you read the Bible a lot every day, all day, and after doing that for like several hours a day and reading the Bible through back to back several times and discussing it, I wasn't sold at all.
Or staying as a boss.
More as a skeptic and a humanist than anything, and Satanism just happens to fit really nicely in that category for me. And this is actually also kind of like my outing video. Like, my family doesn't know I'm a member of TST. They don't know I'm a Satanist.
I believe in good and evil.
I'm done. What the fuck is happening, dude? What is this? Guys, what was the question?
TST. They don't know I'm a Satanist.
I believe in good and evil.
Okay.
I haven't, as part of my own belief system for sure.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that about?
Can at sometimes lead us to do acts of evil, and so I see it in the world around me on both sides.
Yeah, I think the phrasing is something that's it's a little bit catchy.
It's just dichotomy.
Yeah,
it just
I mean, I believe in right and wrong, and I think some things, for me, a lot of things lie in the gray area, but there are some things that I consider right and wrong, but I wouldn't say it's the same as good and evil, right?
That was beautifully said. That was.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I agree with that. But I also believe that what is right and wrong has changed throughout history, and it's something where I don't know if everyday actions that I do right now are going to be considered evil later on. Like, is driving a car going to be considered wrong?
I don't believe in an evil entity who is, pitchfork and horns and looking like me with a goatee. That doesn't actually happen. If you ask anybody throughout history, they're always the hero of their own novel.
Mm-hmm. Even yesterday, I went to the grocery store, and there was one person who had
no shit.
more than 10 packs of toilet paper. And I do understand that
Toilet paper is not going to save you.
yeah, that, I do understand that he was being cautious and watching out for himself and his family. I just think the act of doing that is wrong because there were so many people who couldn't buy toilet paper.
But to
right?
him, that was right,
But
because he was looking out for his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said,
This is
I'm
tough.
saying that I think the act is wrong, but I wouldn't say that he's evil. Like, unless he has IBS or something, I don't know.
Guys, the intent is not to harm. It is a sort of like indirect byproduct by, I don't know, like by being frightened or whatever, but it's not like directly meant towards somebody else, which is, I think, that'd be the problem.
It didn't make sense. Why he got so many. Some of the core beliefs of Hinduism is to believe in dharma, making sure that you have enough for yourself and also enough for other people. But Satan in Hinduism is like an assistant to God. He's someone who can cause disruption, but that is more for the benefit of human beings by and large.
Okay.
I believe Satan is evil.
This guy always goes alone, dude. My hat's off to this fucking guy, dude. He always goes alone in the fucking brawl. And the boys make fun of him too.
I was trying to play it out in my head, but then I realized I don't agree with that. And
Okay.
so, yeah.
Well, the fact that there is a Satan who is real and the fact that he is evil is, I mean, it's an important, pretty central belief that we hold in the Christian faith, and that there is a good and loving God and a Satan who is evil.
I like that he stands up for himself.
So-
That's respectable.
So let's go back to Genesis, okay? God wanted to keep humans from eating the fruit of knowledge, correct? And Satan, or the serpent, wanted to give humans that knowledge. I believe that's a good action.
That is a good action.
That's a good action. That's justifiable.
The first person to advocate for equal rights.
Yes. We only heard God's perspective, and from my perspective, I mean, just looking into
I'm
the Bible, it's
confused.
like we didn't hear Satan's perspective. Maybe he said, God is a tyrannical God, and I'm going to rebel from him, and I'm going to become a fallen angel to help mankind.
My interpretation and understanding of that story is that God created an environment where and it was an environment of love and peace, and where his children that he created and who he loved, who he created in his image would...
They were naked and they didn't have understanding.
Yeah, and that this was an environment for them to
Well, wait, we gotta hear his whole point.
to flourish. And so he puts them in this environment, and he desires for them to flourish and to live in unashamed relationship with him and his perfection and his glory.
Naked and stupid.
I see God making simple playthings because he's bored, if it's real then, and then saying, don't do this because I don't want you on my level, and if you do, I have to make sure you can't live forever so you really don't get on my level.
Would you think that if you heard that one of your friends
What
was
the
having
fuck?
a baby, and you'd say, oh, you're just making a plaything for your...
That's
Depending on
different.
their
That's different.
intention
But
of
that-
having
but
the
that-
baby,
but
possibly.
There are some
Yeah.
parents who use their kids as
Yeah.
their playthings.
Yeah.
But that's how I see the same generative love that out of which God created us.
I think for me, from as much knowledge
Chat.
as I have
None of each other agrees with each other. It's just like a brawl of a fucking
about
episode,
Satan,
dude.
I think Satan is a symbol of freedom and liberty, right? So that is not evil. Of course, like we discussed before, if people commit wrong deeds in the name of Satan, then that's wrong.
For me, I flip-flopped a little only because I don't think that on his own Satan is evil. I think he's used to represent evil. Whether he does or not, that's what
AMR?
he's used for. His character is very much used to say, like, you do something wrong, like, oh, that's an act of, like, the devil, kind of.
Damn,
Satan
look at this guy.
represents to me taking responsibility for your own actions. It says to thirst for knowledge, for understanding, to understand that man is an animal, sometimes worse than those around, but an animal nonetheless.
Religion has caused more harm than
Okay.
good.
Religion has caused a lot of harm. Is it the ultimate source of evil? No. Ultimately, people make their own decisions, but
I'm not gonna say anything.
we'd talk about crusades and witch trials and the God hates fags and the snake handler
swindlers and
guys.
the hypocrites.
Persecution of science.
Hey, what would it be?
The subjection of science.
Guys.
The arts.
Nope.
I don't know that there's been a major war that hasn't been at
Nope.
least fueled by religion, if not directly started by it. Some of them
Yeah,
were
like
they were
something you
always
hold, yeah.
the religious backing at some point that flared the fire up and made it so much worse than it would have been.
And they vote.
Oh God.
Guys, it's a concept of greed. Guys, that's what he was talking about. You know, bags, when you hold bags, right, and they're full of items, more than you need, that's greed, dude. You see? That's what he was talking about.
Religion dictates moral values for a lot of people, and the way people interpret religion has caused harm. But religion itself would can never cause any harm. It is meant for the good of society and for the good of people.
I disagree with that, Mike.
Oh, but let her finish.
Go on.
Yeah, and like I said, the way, because I don't think any God would say that, okay, this child is going to burn in hell. It's probably the way people have interpreted it, or the way people tell others, the way they've practiced, some people have practiced it.
There is harm in religion done in the name of religion, but it's hard to quantify on a cost-benefit analysis kind of way which is worse, having religion or not having religion. Religion is a form of power, it is a tool, and it reveals the worst in humanity and it reveals the best of humanity.
Guys, I haven't played devil's advocate here, dude. Okay, well, not really, but I have to say, I feel like for some people, dude, it might help them a lot structurally in their life to have like a religion or whatever, right? Like some sort of life structure, like going to church on certain times, certain social aspects, certain organizing aspects of their lives or whatever. It does help structure them to continue on, dude.
Not in the name of religion, but you can also do a lot of good in the name of religion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the power word is very important to me. I have a lot of sensitivity about that, and where Christians have used either the Bible or their own conviction to express authority over other people in a way that doesn't lead to their flourishing. I think we're in agreement on that. As a member of the Christian church, I would say that there have been great contributions of people of faith to the cause of human flourishing and through medicine and healthcare and the arts and education and all those kinds of things. So
I wouldn't go about for the arts and medicines, but for the arts, yeah, not for the medicines,
for
the arts, yes.
Christian art is amazing.
Beautiful artwork. Beautiful
artwork.
Cathedrals
Those artists were not Christian. They were just hired.
I don't care if they were hired by the church. I love it. I love Saint Sebastian portraits. I love all.
Some of the choral music is beautiful.
All of it.
The tradition is sometimes beautiful.
Well, I kind of agree.
There's beautiful things in it, and it can help calm someone if that is what they need. I do believe that people do need rituals. I myself have rituals.
So I think religion has given a lot of people some kind of peace of mind, and I think even if it's necessarily again, I guess to you someone believing in God, well, that's just not true. Why would you do that? I guess to me, believing in God, I don't think, and I've never ever impose my religion on anyone around me. I use it as something that's a personal relationship between me and God, and it's helped me again lots of times in those times of alone, in those dark moments, I guess, or in those happy moments, just thanking God for blessing my life, or in those dark moments, feeling a little less alone is what it's helped. And I think people I've talked to have felt similar things in that respect. I've always been proud of my religion. It's never something I've tried to hide.
Yeah, so how do you say his name?
It's if someone would have a conversation with me, not in an overbearing way, but it would be something that would come out very quickly in the conversation for some reason or another.
I consider myself a good person.
I probably wouldn't go sit down.
I'm a great person.
I really think good and bad is objective because does everyone love me? No. There are people who absolutely wish me dead. And that's okay. Maybe I deserve it from them. I don't know. But on the other hand, I help little old ladies across the street, and I give to the poor, and I give time and energy. And so, is that good? Maybe it outweighs the bad.
It's that constantly striving to be better in whatever means that is, but a moving forward sense, not just staying stagnant in I'm this and I'm going to stay this way all the time.
Yeah, it's an active pursuit. You have to do it every single day.
Completely.
No, I do believe that being good is in these minute, little actions, these micro actions that you do every single day.
I'm intrigued. Do you guys base it more on your intentions or more on your actions?
I think it's both, but intention is really important.
Yes. It is. because sometimes you do something thinking that it's going to be a good thing, but it turns out to be disastrous. But as long as you had a good intention in it, I feel like it's
Like
not,
to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
How many people do good things because they think that's what people expect good things
Well, I don't think I
to be?
agree entirely.
Yeah, and for me, I would just hope that my faith would be borne out in acts of kindness and mercy and compassion and charity. And I know that doesn't necessarily come from me, but I believe that I'm a good person because of who God has made me to be.
I think you're a good person because you're a good person. I also think you're more moral than the God of the Bible. I think you're a genuinely good person, and I think you're better than the Bible.
I think there's good in everybody.
That's manipulative.
Maybe sometimes it's deep within.
That's a pretty manipulative argument.
But I do think that at their core, everybody's a good person.
Lois, why are you a Satanist?
Well, I'm a Satanist because I originally started out as an atheist, but I wanted to find more ways to do advocacy work within a separation of church and state. And also, I think Satan is pretty cool. Satan is kind of a daddy. So here I am today talking about Satan.
What the fuck am I watching?
All religions.
All?
I don't respect all religions.
All? I respect you if you're a good person and you're doing, if you think your religion is great, but I mean, there's probably a religion out there that I'm going to say that's not okay.
I mean, I'm saying I respect all religions in the sense of the ones that I know of. I guess there's some obscure thing that I'm not aware of that really does stand for horrible things I don't agree with. My answer will change.
Yeah, I think whatever you want to store your faith in, and if it helps you and it helps you to unite with other people, of course, I'm sure we all respect that, and that helps you.
Am I
in your
crazy?
life.
Or does that girl over there, the Satanist girl, she has a little bit of like a peach fuzz on her face?
So I have
She looks
committed my
fuzzy.
life and future to a religion that believes that it is the right and the only way. I also believe I respect people and love people and believe in people's freedom to choose.
Like moss on a rock, yeah.
Even in Islam, in the Quran, we have this one chapter. What it talks about is the respecting of other people's religions. Like, your religion is for you, and my religion is for me, and like my religion is mine, and your religion is yours, and like that's okay in a sense. We're separate from each other, but still preaching that respect for one another.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Like it's a platitude of all religions to say,
Wah a baby Ray.
I respect your religion, I respect your religion, I respect your religion, but you're all saying, oh, I respect your right to have that religion, but then internally you're saying, Allah is the only God, Jesus is not God. Vishnu, Krishna, these are gods, these are deities. Jesus Christ is the only way, he is the answer, he is the only one. I'm right, you're all wrong, but I'm going to be nice about it.
I think that there's a difference between
that was pretty coherent.
believing that somebody else's religion is wrong and respecting it. I feel like you can have respect and still disagree. And that's where I'm kind of coming from. And I disagree with all of you guys on your religious beliefs. But of course, everybody disagrees on their religious beliefs.
Like, I think we all disagree with each other to a certain extent.
But we can all live in harmony and we can
And respect the other person's views. Yeah.
The core of my religion is love.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, kind of, mostly, I mean.
I don't really follow a specific organized religion, but I do believe that at my core, my belief system is full of love for everybody and respect.
First tenet.
That's not
in
the question,
temple
bitch.
of Satan is to have compassion and empathy for all living creatures within our reasonable understanding of it. So.
And to love yourself too, I think that's important.
For me, Islam is always, again, as far as self-love goes, was always like preach self-respect for yourself, respect your body, respect your belongings, respect your public space, respect the earth, and love all. And it's just been a guiding force for love in my life, and I think it's because of the love that's rooted within it.
I'm curious, did you learn anything about the other side or about a specific person in this group that you didn't expect?
For me, honestly, it was more of that I didn't know what to expect, only because I know a bit more about Christianity, I know a bit more about Hinduism, just you don't learn about Satanism in school very much.
Well, to be fair, not to interrupt, we three identify as Satanists, but we three also believe completely.
We're very different.
We're very different, absolutely.
Of course. And I think that's why for me, I didn't really come in with many expectations. I was just willing and eager to hear what you had to say, hear your point of view. our reason for doing what we do is a bit different, but I think we all want to be good people and live good, happy lives and preach love in some way or another. I don't mean preach in a religious sense. I just mean like be loving people. I think we all want similar things just for different reasons.
Satanism is a newer religion. I mean, the Satanic Temple, obviously extremely new.
Yeah, very.
Church of Satan, as run by Anton LaVey.
What is
very
about
new.
Raw Gandhi?
Still within the last.
Pretty new too. I mean, obviously, there's been occultism throughout the world for ages and ages and ages, but we have the benefit of coming in with these progressive ideologies and being able to form a new idea of what is acceptable.
In light of the coronavirus, we aren't doing handshakes or hugs or anything like that, but in your own way, express affection to each other as a group.
Oh yes, that one's a good one. That's a very good one. Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that was something. Okay. Guys, there's not really, guys, I don't really have a takeaway out of these videos, and I said something. I don't think there's much of a takeaway here, dude. Just, what the fuck was that? I'm confused. Okay. Well, there's that.